If today was your last day and your heart stopped beating, what have you built that can be able to speak for you? Speak for your accomplishments, speak for your expertise, speak for all of the different things that you've been able to measure, all of the people that you've been able to impact, and all of the love that you've been able to share. If the answer doesn't come to you quickly, you probably haven't written a book that can inspire generations and can increase your ability to create a lasting legacy. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 critical steps that will help you create a lasting legacy and write a book that will be able to inspire millions. Years ago, I was asked a question over a dinner table about if today was my last day, what are some of the things that I would want to be able to talk to my son about? What are some of the things that I would want to tell him? What are some of the things that I would want him to know about my life? Immediately, I responded with saying that, well, I've written all of these different books to be able to explain the different seasons, the different chapters in my life. So he would be able to follow this period of time to understand who his father was. But as I reflected on it, I hadn't really written a book specifically to him, specifically on how to navigate the challenges of being a man, how to navigate being a father and an entrepreneur, how to actually go about writing a book or doing these specific things. It was really just a collection of different personal and professional developmental strategies and techniques that I had either learned or experienced through my different adventures in life. That helped me understand the importance of starting to write process oriented books or self help nonfiction or specific books that can speak to a specific audience that can be able to help them do a specific thing. When you think about this one question that I'm getting ready to ask you, the question is, if you had 30 minutes to live and you were granted an audience and an opportunity to be able to speak to these people about any topic in the world that would transform them for the rest of their lives, what would you talk about? And who would this audience specifically be? That is what I want you to reflect on because that is probably the next book that you need to be writing. But before we can understand how to go about transforming, how to be able to navigate the space and publish and market and all of these different things, I want you to just start by reflecting on the key components that I'm getting ready to share today. Number one is to understand your overall outcome. If you had 30 minutes to live, how would you want to be able to make an impact? And how would you want to secure your income? How do you want to be able to go about making a difference in these people's lives? And then once the difference is made, how do you want to be able to quantify that difference in regards to revenue, income, or wealth? Number two, I want you to begin to map out your experiences so that you could be able to connect the impact that you want to be able to make, the income that you want to be able to make, with a specific set of skills, experiences, and learned lessons through a process, of course, that will help you transform your specific reader. And what I mean by that is I want you to write down 10 wins in your life, things that you feel like are accomplishments, things that you would tell tales about, that you would win, that you would feel proud to share with people. When you think about those things, how did you do it? What were the process that helped you get married to the love of your life? What was the process that helped you make your first $1 million? What was the process that helped you graduate college or be the first one to do these specific things? Then I want you to write down your 10 losses, the things that you probably don't share often, the things that you're not proud to share in a group setting, the things that you potentially reflect on a lot and either regret or wish that you would have done a little bit differently, things that didn't work out in your favor. As you think about those 10 things, I want you to think about what were the lessons learned in those seasons and chapters or circumstances in your life. What you've just created is your first opportunity to batch content. This was a brain dump in a sense. Once you've been able to brain dump your content based upon your impact and income related goals, the third step is to document your journey through the lessons and the different moments. If you were to put all of those 20 things into a specific chronological order that creates the impact that will also allow you to create the income for a specific audience, what does it look like? What content is relevant? And frankly, what content is irrelevant? The problem that I see so often with so many different aspiring authors, so many different current authors, is asking the one question of, well, how do I know that the book is done? What content should I add? What content should I not add? What content is significant and what content is insignificant? Well, that question is easy to answer if you understand the outcome that you're trying to achieve and asking yourself, does this content help with this outcome or is it just fluff? So when you think about the content that you have mapped out, the podcast that you've listened to, the conference information that you've gained, the experiences talking to your parents, the experiences working in that specific role or responsibilities that you've had, whether as a parent or a professional, what content is relevant to creating the necessary transformation for the goal that you wrote down at the beginning of this video? Once you have all of these different things mapped out, I want you to do this final thing. If you had that 30 minutes and you were to put all of these different things into just a mock 30-minute presentation, or if you were to sit down and map out specific steps as a part of this whole process, and it was 5 steps as a part of this whole process, what I want you to do per step as a part of this whole process is create a 30-minute presentation per step. And if you were given a 30-minute presentation on just step 1, what would it look like? How would you open up? How would you close? How would you connect with your audience? What activities would you give them? What examples would you provide? What stories would you share? And create a 30-minute presentation per step. Once you've completed that specific step of this process that I'm sharing right now, I want you to begin to dictate the content and actually present the steps or the presentation, whether to yourself or to a group of individuals. I want you to present the content in a way that is captivating, that is engaging, that is confident, and that is clear. And in this way, when you're dictating the content, that gives you the ability to have a clear transcription so that now you can contact an editor, which is step 4 of the process. You can contact an editor to be able to clean up these 5 sets of 30-minute presentations, these 5 different dictations. And you know what step 5 is? To publish the content. Now this prepares you to be able to publish the content. So let's go over these steps one more time. The first step is to understand your outcomes. What are the differences that you want to make? What are the dollars that we want to be able to create? Step 2 is to map out your specific experiences and to document your journey through these different lessons and moments in your life. This is where the grouping comes into place. Step 3 of your process is once you have everything grouped and organized, now it's time for you to dictate the content and present it. And then that allows you for step 4 is to contact an editor and give them your dictation, your transcription, and now allow them to do their professional job and create your masterpiece that will allow you in step 5 to publish the script. See, a lot of us are waiting so long for a miracle. We're waiting until we become that millionaire. We're waiting until we get married. We're waiting until we do the thing that we have on our vision board. But the reality of life that we've seen so many times is that life is not promised. And I want you to take advantage of the moments that you have. I want you to celebrate the seasons, the chapters, or the successes that you've been able to create in your life in this present moment, because they're all meaningful. And all of what you've already accomplished can provide someone else the key to unlock their potential, to unlock their confidence, to give them hope, motivation, inspiration, or a strategy that can transform not only their life, but the lives that they were called to transform as well. If you like this video and you're ready to publish your book, I need you to comment below. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to like this video. And I need you to reach out to thewritersgame.com for us to be able to begin writing your book and publishing your masterpiece. We'll see you guys next video.